Hello, welcome to another edition of Math Rocks with Mr. Pierce. Today we are looking at order of operations. We're going to be working two order of operation problems. These two problems have brackets in addition to parentheses. So first thing I want to do is let's talk about PEMDAS a little bit. I'm just going to put these letters out here. Most of us know what they stand for. P is for parentheses, E is for exponents, M is for multiplication, D is for division, A is for addition, and S is for subtraction. Let's put little numbers on those. What do we do first? Parentheses. Second, we would do exponents. But in 5th grade here in Texas, the great state of Texas, we do not do exponents in 5th grade. We're going to wait for 6th grade for that. Multiplication and division both get a number 3. Why is that? Because they have the same weight. We do those in order from left to right. So you could actually do a division operation before multiplication if it happens to be on the left side. Reading the equation from left to right, just like we read a sentence in English. Okay, and then number 4, the fourth thing here is addition and subtraction. Again, first come, first serve from left to right. So let's get started with our first problem. Now I have a certain strategy that I strongly encourage my students to use, and that is a strategy of underlining one operation at a time and then rewriting the problem. So we look here inside the brackets, we have a set of parentheses. Outside we have a +5. We're going to start with the parentheses inside the bracket for this first problem. So I underline that portion. And then 3 4/10 plus 2 2/10. That's going to give us 5 6/10. It's time to rewrite the problem. Notice how there is no space between the 2 and that open parentheses there. That means that we have to multiply. We have to multiply the 2 after we solve what is inside the parentheses. So we have 2 times 5 6/10. And I do not want to forget that +5 out there. So next I underline this part, this bracket over here. So we have 2 times 5 6/10, and if we need to, we could just kind of work that out to the side. Times 2, 2 times 6 is 12. Regroup a 1. 2 times 5 is 10, plus 1 is 11. We have 1 decimal place in our factors, so we will move over that many spaces, 11 2/10. So now we have 11 2/10, rewriting the problem +5. At this point, we are down to 1 operation left. So I would say it is safe to go ahead and solve. Remember, this is 5 in the ones place. So if we were to add a decimal, it would be 5.0. So if I were adding that out there, you get 16 2/10. 16 2/10. A common mistake that is made there is the 5 is added to the 2. But this is kind of like a $5 bill. It is certainly not like a 5 in the 10ths place value. It's not a 50-cent piece. That's a $5 bill. So very carefully, when we're adding and subtracting decimals, always line up those decimals, drop that decimal down, follow our rules for adding and subtracting decimals. Okay, that was problem number 1. Let's move on to problem number 2 here. Again, we have brackets and parentheses. We are going to start inside those parentheses. Let's do the one on the left. So 3 plus 2 is 5. I'm going to rewrite now. 8 minus 2 and divided by 2. The rewriting may seem a little much for some, but I promise you, It will save you from making a lot of mistakes. Okay, next we're going to solve this 8 minus 2, that is 6. So inside the brackets now, we're going to have 5 times 6 divided by 2. Groups are for parentheses and groups are first. So 6 times 5 is 30 divided by 2. And of course, last but not least, we're down to one operation now. So 30 divided by 2 would be 15. So that is the strategy I encourage my students to use, where you underline, you solve one step each time, and then rewrite the problem so we don't get confused. Even when we get out to, this was only 2 and 3 step problems, but very quickly when you get to 4 and 5 steps, I see so many students trying to do this in their head, and it is so easy to get confused, even with a 2 or a 3 step problem. It's really best to underline and rewrite each time, write it out to show the teacher your work and get partial credit. That's all we have for today. PEMDAS, please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. Thank you for joining us for this edition of Math Rocks with Mr. Pierce. And I hope this helps you. I hope this helps you be more successful with your order of operations solving. Have a great day.